Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Bishop, also known as Amer Vlogs, and for today's video, it's gonna be a little different from my regular content, but it's a good different. Today's video, I'm basically just gonna be giving you guys all the tricks and study tips that I use to get a 4.0 at least a 3.5 or higher. So let's go. I asked you guys about a week ago, maybe, on my Instagram about some study tips or some high school advice that you guys might like to know. And I took these questions, and most of these questions pertain to grades. So I was like, why not just tell y'all what I do to, get a 4.0? So we're gonna get straight into it. I'm gonna be looking on my iPad because I have the questions listed here. So the first question is extra credit worth it? Yes. Long story short, I believe in extra credit 100%. Now, you're probably like, why would I do extra credit when it just started? Like, I don't need extra credit. Yes, you do, because I don't know how y'all school works, but for me, the first 3 months of school, so from August, September, October, November-ish, it's really easy, you know what I'm saying? Like, the work is just introductory. They're preparing you for next semester. But with that being said, the work gets harder as each month progresses. So you want to take advantage of any and every extra credit opportunity because the work gets harder later down the semester. And you don't want to be the type to be like, oh, I should have did the extra credit, or I should have did this, yada, yada, yada. So what I do is I'll do the extra credit because I know that the work gets harder later in the semester and it allows me to slack more. And I know I probably shouldn't be saying that, but I'm just letting y'all know, the work does get harder, so you have to mentally prepare yourself for that. You have extra credit, you're able to, relax a little more because it's not gonna affect your grade. And the thing, how extra credit works, at least with my school, is that they just give you points. They don't give you they don't give you 10 out of 10 extra credit. They just give you 10 points. And that doesn't have a weight on it because it's just 10 extra points. It's not like, 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10, so it just adds on to your grade book. So I would definitely recommend extra credit. Is definitely worth it. Next question is to how to take notes. Everybody takes notes differently. How I take notes is I just write down what the teacher says a lot or what they're taking a long time to explain on, because 9 times out of 10, if they're taking 10, 20, 30 minutes explaining one concept, that concept is very important. So what I do is write down what the teacher writes on the board, and then I write down my thought process of it. And if I have any questions, I'll ask the question, and whatever answer they give, if I feel like it's beneficial to my notes, I will write it down and highlight it. Actually, I'm finna show you right now. Okay, so these notes are from a lecture from my physics class. This is everything the teacher wrote down on the board, and I copied it. And for example, like I was saying, what I did my work, I made sure to highlight it and box it around. So I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing. Let's compare it to what the teacher was saying in the lecture. So that's how I take notes. There's many other ways to take notes. If you feel like that it's not beneficial towards you, you could also look it up on YouTube or even Pinterest. There's many ways to take notes, but that's just personally how I take notes. So yeah. The next question is studying the day before the test beneficial? No. I tried that. No, it failed miserably. I know some people who are able to look right before the test and then get 100% on it. That's them, but for me, it does not work like that. I would say studying for me is going over the problems that I'm struggling with. So say we were about to take an algebra test. I already know 2 plus 2, 2 times 2, but I'm struggling with 2 times 2 minus 4 plus 8 or something. I would make sure over the week I practice that strategy and go over it from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And that way on Friday, I'll be able to do that part of the test. However, it's still important to review all the concepts of the test because it's not just going to be focused on one thing. So I would say prioritize the stuff that you're confused on instead of the stuff that you're not confused on, if that makes sense. It's still important to go over everything you learned, but make sure you make time for the stuff that's confusing you. And also, I would say to study early. So let's go on Monday and your teacher tells you that your test is on Friday. I would make sure to look at it Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday day, and then talk to your teacher about it if you're still confused, because teachers will definitely help you if they see that you're struggling, you actually care. Now, you're probably gonna be like, oh, I tried that, it didn't work. That's probably because you asked them the day before the test or the day of the test. You have to, realize that teachers still have a life and still have other things to plan. So I would recommend making sure if you're confused to advocate for yourself and ask them ahead of time, days before the test instead of the day of the test. Yeah. The next question is, how do you maintain straight A's in sports? Time management. That's actually the next question, so it's going to be the same thing. My strategy for time managing is planning out everything, and I have a planner, and I know planners don't work for everybody because I really don't like using the planner part of the planner. If that makes sense, I'm gonna show you guys. I know y'all probably like, that doesn't make any sense. So, you know how in planners they have like the calendar? I use the calendar, so I just have everything planned out. I have it color coded on the side, so I have red for YouTube, blue for work, the days I have work, and purple for my college courses that I'm taking. And I like to see my month planned out so I know like what I have to do this day, what time, or if I don't have anything to do that day, I could be like, oh, I could do this or do that. Last year when I did volleyball, hectic with my schedule because I had college classes on one day and then practice like 30 minutes after, or practice before my college classes. So I would definitely say to make sure you have time for everything. So say if I have practice on Tuesday and Thursday at 5, I would make sure on Monday and Wednesday to do all my college work, or on Friday do my college work. And if it's due Friday night, make sure to do it Monday during the free time that I have, Wednesday during school, free time after school, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure you keep a balance to everything, if that makes sense. Like, don't prioritize one thing over the other. I see prioritize school over sports because education comes first. I'm sorry. It might be an unpopular opinion. Education comes first to me, so you gotta make sure your school stuff is straight before you try to do any other extra stuff. You could also set aside times, like I said, free time, like times where you're not doing anything, you finish all your work, you could get your homework done then, or on the car ride to school, car ride back from school. It's plenty of opportunities to do your work, I feel. So yeah, that's how I maintain doing sports and maintaining straight A's. The next question is, how can you not procrastinate? I saw this video, and I'm gonna put it in the description box. She said something along the lines of, people don't procrastinate because the work is hard, it's just actually getting up to do it. So I'm gonna say that too, because it's so true. Like, you'll sit here all day, you get a work assignment on Monday and you gotta do it by Friday. Tuesday comes around, like, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Wednesday comes around, you feel like I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Thursday comes around, now you're like, man, I gotta do it today because it's due tomorrow. You could take it one step at a time. You don't have to complete everything when you first get it or the night before. You could do one section on Monday, one section on Tuesday, one section on Wednesday, one section on Thursday. Procrastination, I still struggle with it sometimes. I do it sometimes and I'll just be like, I'm never doing that again, because it sucks when you're just like stressing out because you have to finish this by a certain amount of time, instead of when you have a week, just break it up into parts. So you got 20 problems on a homework assignment and you get it on Monday, have turned in by Friday. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's 4 days. You could do 5 problems a day. You could just break it up like that. It doesn't have to be, oh, do all 20 or do 10 and then 10 tomorrow. Sometimes when I procrastinate, it's because I don't want to do it. So you're going to have to do it anyway. So you might as well just get it over with instead of waiting until the last minute where you feel like you have to get it done by a certain amount of time. So yeah. The next question is, how can you get focused and stay focused while doing work? Getting focused for me, I have to mentally prepare myself. Like, I don't just sit there and just do my work. I have to like, I gotta do this, gotta do that. So I would say play some music or something. Personally for me, like, I work better when I listen to music when I'm doing like math or something, when I don't have to read. But even when you're reading, just play like some lo-fi stuff on YouTube. You know that little girl that sits at the desk with her headphones? Play that in the background. I don't gotta be super loud, but also get some food. I don't know about y'all, but like, I feel like we be forgetting to eat, and it's not really a good idea. So getting focused doesn't necessarily mean to like, oh, I gotta do this, that. No, getting focused to me means to just prepare yourself to do some work, and just take your time with it. Don't rush yourself. Don't do it if you didn't get no sleep. Just like take a nap, do your work, or do your work, take a nap. But for me, what I like to do is I like to eat and scroll on TikTok for a second, a couple minutes, start my work. I start it up in sections, like I was saying previously. I don't do it all at one time. I will switch it up. So I do 5 problems of this and go to the next subject, 5 problems of that, go back to that subject. Because I feel like it refreshes my mind when I switch while doing it, instead of completing all this and completing all that, complete all that. Or some people like to make a list. Also say to turn your phone on do not disturb and on silent and flip it the other way, because I know I get distracted easily. So nobody's texting you, nothing's happening. Just, you could take an hour to 2 hours and do your work. It's not that hard, y'all. For staying focused, I would say to take breaks in between while doing your homework, because like I said, I get distracted easily. So me sitting here doing my homework for an hour is not gonna help. So set a timer, 30 minutes homework, 5 minutes break, 30 minutes homework, 5 minutes. Just make a system that works for you and allows you to have a break, but also you getting your work done. The next question is how to develop good time management skills. I feel like it's gonna go back to the how to maintain straight A's, but I would say knowing what you're doing for the week or the day. It doesn't have to be extravagant. Just have a time where you could plan out certain times for you to do stuff. So say start off small and work your way up. So you could start out by planning your day. Say I have school from 8 to 3 and I don't get home until 3:30. So from 3:30 to 4:30, I could relax, prepare myself to do my work, do whatever I need to do. And from 4:30 to 5:30, I could do my homework. And after that, from 4:30 to 5:30, I could do my homework. And then from 5:30 to 6:30, I could eat, take a break. And then from 6:30 to 8, I could finish my homework. It really doesn't have to be this extravagant plan. You have to do this, and that. I would just say start off small. So start off with your day, then work your way up to your week. And if you want to, just do your month like I'm doing. I feel like that works best for me than planning my day, because I'm constantly thinking about the next day. So that's why I plan out my month. But just start off small. Don't feel like you have to plan every single minute, every single detail of your day, of your life. But if that works for you, then do it. The next question is how to stay organized. And this is probably my favorite question. I love being organized. I'm gonna show you guys my binder and everything. This binder, sorry, I gotta cover my school name. But what I do is I open it and I have some loose leaf paper, so when the teacher just wants an assignment for you to turn in, like a do now or something, I have this. But then I also organizers for my 4 classes that I have in high school. This is for Spanish, Algebra 2, US History, and English. And what I do is I put all my given back assignments and the folders under the class. So this is Spanish, so we just did this and she gave it back to us, so I put it in here. That way, always keep your work. And I cannot stress this enough, because sometimes teachers make mistakes. They put a 0 in and say they didn't get it, or they just miss your work, or take pictures of your work before you turn it in too. I do that because there have been times where I had turned something in and the teacher was like, you didn't turn it in. And then I had to do the whole assignment over again, and it was just terrible. So always either take pictures or make sure you know where your work is at. Like I said, this is Spanish. This is Algebra 2, and these are some of the notes that we do in class. I keep that as well. I keep all the classwork and homework and notes given back. And I also make sure to date my assignments so I can have it in order, because in the grade book, the assignments are 9 times out of 10 by date. So make sure all your dates are lined up with the grade book. Also for homework, I have this simple black 50-cent folder from Target, and I just divided it up. So this is for my first 2 classes, and this is for my second 2 classes of the day. And sometimes if I get homework from every single class, I'll put it on the right side of the folder and have it in order. So my first class, Spanish, and then Algebra 2, then US History, then English. I have it all like in order. So that way when I'm taking it out, it'll just be in order. And if that doesn't work for you, you could also make it to where I've seen some people where they have a homework side and then or seen it to where some people had a homework side right here and then a completed side right here. And it just helps them feel more accomplished seeing that they completed their work by putting it on the other side. And that helps for people too. I would say to make sure you clean out your backpack every week. I clean out my backpack every Sunday, so it makes me feel refreshed and ready to start a new week. Or even like one every 2 weeks or once a month. Just make sure your stuff is clean and organized. And I know that probably was like, how you gonna answer the question how to stay organized by saying being organized, but where everything is at. And you know, if you had to get something out, just pull it out real quick instead of searching for it. So I also have this little hole puncher thing. It's not the best, but it works. So that's all that matters. I will hole punch my assignments that aren't hole punched and put the date on it and put it in order with the rest of the assignments in the binder, because I do know that some teachers don't give assignments that are hole punched. You have to do it yourself. The next question is how to get more credits. Join electives. Even if you're not enjoying it, join electives. At my school, we have drumline, basketball, volleyball, leadership or ASB. Join those. Those will definitely get you more electives, clubs, extracurriculars, all the same thing, I think. I don't really know. I think they're all the same thing, but you make more friends too because you're in different environments. So say you join drumline and then you join basketball. It's two different environments, so you'll obviously make more friends doing that and you'll have fun. Find out that you like something that you never knew before. So I would say to join more electives or do some stuff outside of school that could get you credits. I know there's some programs or whatever during the summer and whatnot. I'm not really sure about that one, but my advice would be join electives and extracurriculars. Someone asks, how do you do a project in one day? I wouldn't recommend it, but from personal experience, when I get a project, I already have it in my mind of what I want to do. So I would say just do your rough draft and then do your project. I don't really know how to explain that one. Someone asks, how do you balance your job and school? This is gonna go back to the planner right here. I have days where I have work, and it's kind of weird how it works, because some days it's every other day. So school on Tuesday and Thursday, and so on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I'll have work. Or days that I do have work, the days I have school, I get home, take like an hour to 30 minutes, do my homework, do as much as I can, go to work, get back, obviously go to sleep because I'm gonna be tired. Then the next day, when I don't have school, I'll just do that during my free time. So back on my video where I took you guys on my first day of going to college campus, I told you guys I was doing my high school homework. I also do that too because with college work, it's really due like on that Sunday or the Friday, so I have more time to do that. However, my high school days, they're usually due the next day or the next time they see us. So when we go to school on Tuesday, they'll give us work that's due on Thursday, and after my college day on Wednesday, we get out. Our class ends around 2:50, so from 2:50 all the way to 4, I stay there and do my work and finish it. Or sometimes even 4:35. Like I said, to make sure you prioritize your schoolwork over everything. At the end of the day, education is key. It's like you need to know your stuff. So I just set aside time during my free times or time where I literally have nothing to do and just make sure I finish my high school work. So that I could go to work without stressing like, oh man, I need to hurry up so I can get back home and do my work, blah, blah, blah. Someone asked, what's the best thing to do for free time? Not all the time I'll do my work on free times, and I know that probably will contradict what I just said, but there's times where you need to take time for yourself. So I would recommend like watching a movie, eating, definitely eating, taking a nap, as long as you're not procrastinating. Like if you have free time and you know you got work to do, you probably should be doing your work. But if you don't have work to do, just relax, you know, because you need to take time for yourself at the end of the day, because you can't work if you're not functioning correctly and you didn't get no sleep and you've been up all night, you've been eating unhealthy and all that stuff. So I would definitely recommend taking time for yourself. The last question is, does multitasking get the job done faster? That's a really good question. Some people know how to do it, but for me, I sometimes do it like I was saying. I'll do one subject and switch into other subjects. I know some people who would just like to get it done. I would say to make sure you level your homework correctly. So I would do all the hard stuff first, and I know that's probably like why that's gonna take the longest. I say that's exactly why, because an example of getting your Monday on homework and turning it, getting your homework on Monday and turning it on Friday, I would say do that essay or do that long report on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So that way you have Thursday and Friday to do the easy stuff like your math, like what's 2 plus 2 or whatever is the easiest for you. I would say do that on the last 2 to 3 days of your due date. For some people, multitasking does get the job done faster. For others, it's like, what am I even doing? I'm moving too fast. That's all the questions I got. So I hope that helped you guys and gave you guys a little bit of, what I do as to get higher grades. So say to make sure you balance your social life and school life correctly and appropriately. Don't give your social life more time than your school life, or focus too much on your school life to where you have no social life, you don't enjoy yourself or have fun for yourself every so often. So I would say that, but all the way to the end, I just want to say thank you, and I really hope this helped you. I'm going to link down some more high school advice / study tips that I watched that helped me get to where I'm at. So if you guys want to see those, I'm going to link them down in the description box below. Yeah, so I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.